Well, thanks to Mr. Obama's one-sided, self-centered thinking, our soldiers are now valuable trading commodities for terrorists. For some reason, Obama suddenly released 5 of the worst terrorists in Guantanamo in exchange for a sergeant the Taliban had been holding for 5 years. There's something fishy here. For one thing, Obama did this without proper legal authority, and continuing his legacy as the most lawless president in history. Another is that terrorists all over the world now know they can kidnap American military and use them to get their way. Now, it might be a bit dicey to try to grab a heavily armed Marine in the fields of Afghanistan, but it's a piece of cake to kidnap a female soldier when she's on leave visiting her family. Or worse, the kidnapped Jihad could target our school children. Can you imagine the nightmare if jihadists took our children and tortured them until they got their concessions? And thanks to the liberals keeping the Mexican border wide open and unsecured, the Islamists can waltz right into the U.S. and launch Kidnap Jihad. There's a very good reason why the USA does not negotiate with terrorists. For years we have proven to them that kidnapping gets them nothing. That just changed. Thanks to Obama and his cronies, there is now an additional target on the backs of all Americans, even our children. I'm also troubled about why Mr. Obama would do such a thing. Hagel, the left-wing Secretary of Defense, said the sergeant's life was in danger. For some reason I find it hard to believe the Obama administration would be concerned about that. To Democrats, our military people are usually nothing more than a nuisance. A more ominous explanation could be this administration's growing affinity for Islam, with followers of Islam being appointed to high-level government positions. How can anyone who follows the religion that teaches hatred of the USA and Christians and Jews be trusted to keep their oath of office? After observing Obama and his minions for years, I believe it's possible those murderous terrorists were released simply because it was the will of Allah. And here's a Wild Bill bullet of truth for America. No one can be loyal to both Allah and to the United States. Allah calls for the destruction of the USA and Israel, and any person who aligns themselves with that religion is guilty of violating the United States sedition laws. Don't believe me? Look them up. Look up sedition and you will be amazed at how closely it resembles Islam. One of these days the USA will have a real Attorney General again, a man or woman who actually investigates and prosecutes crimes like these. Meanwhile, Americans need to be on the lookout for Kidnap Jihad. Terrorists can now kidnap any American and use them to advance their cause. Thank you, Mr. Obama, for yet another punch in the face of Lady Liberty. My advice, concealed carry for every non-idiot adult. Liberals are making the streets of the USA more and more dangerous. And get your kids out of the public schools. This is Wild Bill for America. Thank you for watching, and America bless God again.